Hi, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is going to be a few things I'm going to be talking about, a bit of an update on some cameras, and also the next Christian video that I'm going to be putting up. So this is just a little bit of a flashback on recently I did a review, I think, on this one here, the Samsung, and I'll just tell you what's happening with that one at the moment. It's not all good. And then I recently I think I did a review on this one. If I haven't, I'll do it. But this one here is a Panasonic Lumix point and shoot, beautiful little camera. And I'm going to show you that or do a comparison with that. And this one here belongs to a friend of mine. It's smaller than that one. It's also a Panasonic Lumix. And I'm going to do this one here is the smaller one, slightly smaller, quite pocketable. The other one's quite pocketable as well. So I'm going to do soon. I'm going to be taking this one out and recording some video and stills with that one. And I've already done that with this, I think. But I'm going to do some comparisons. I'm going to do a review of this camera and then also do some comparisons alongside each other. That's coming up in another video before too much longer. This one here, the Samsung, which is a EK GC 100, and that is a beautiful little camera, and I was having a great time with it. But what's happened is I've been learning how to use it properly and how to actually send emails, how to look at things on the internet, how to look at YouTube, how to record music on it so I can listen to it and play back, how to actually use it as a bedside alarm clock and a clock and all sorts of things. And it takes beautiful photos and video. I've ordered another charger and battery to go with it. But the other day I hadn't really played around with the flash too much, that little pop-up flash, and I was going down the other end of the room here to take some flash, and I did it. And then when I released the finger off of the shutter button popped out, and now I've got Scotch tape over the top of it. And as a result, I can still use the camera. I can't zoom in and out, and I can't change the volume on the music side of it, which is very disappointing because I was really enjoying using the camera, even though it's not very practical as a point and shoot camera. A phone will do a lot better, but just all the other little add-ons make it a fun thing to use. So now I'm a bit of a quandary what to do with this. I might just keep it. Someone might want to buy it off me. I don't know, but I looked up on the internet to see if you can get a replacement button, and there are such things. There's a little unit that you can buy, but then you have to find someone to put it in. But also one of the areas where I looked at, they said these are out of stock, this unit, this little button and slider thing that goes in there. So that's a bit of a worry. Other than that, the camera's pretty much in mint condition, and it's pretty sad, really. But that's the update on that one. So if any further developments happen on that, I'll let you know. So there's another little camera I'm going to review now, which I talked about some time ago, but without actually reviewing it. But also I put up an audio tape of a Christian message about a week ago called Continuing Salvation, I think. And I'm about to do another one soon, possibly today sometimes, called Full Salvation. And for those who are Christians and those who are not, you might find interesting. But these are really important messages, in my opinion, Christian sermons recorded back in the 1970s. So I'm going to be doing that one. That'll be coming up again soon, the one on full salvation. But the main thing I'm talking about today is this little camera here. It's a little point and shoot film camera. It's called the Espio, Pentax Espio 120 SW. There you go. And it's a beautiful, feels like all metal, but some of this is plastic, I think. A beautiful finish on it. And a lovely little camera. I've got a film in it at the moment. You turn it on, and out pops the lens there. You can zoom in and out with. Hang on, we'll just put that there. You can zoom in and out with it. It's got a flash, and even on the bottom I showed you before, it's got a panorama setting. You can actually set a panorama setting there on the bottom. So I've been shooting, I've shot a couple of rolls of film, but I've got one back the other day. It took me a while to get it back, but I've got some digital files to show you in a minute of what I got back using this camera. The frustration with this camera, and this is not the deluxe version of the camera. See up there, there's those two little buttons there in the middle of the picture. Well, on the more featured version of this camera, there's another button that gives you some other features to work on too. So this has got a self timer, remote control, flash, and some controls and panorama. You've even got a little diopter up here. You can slide that across to make sure, and you've got a viewfinder, so you can slide that across to make sure it's in focus with your eyes if you happen to wear glasses or whatever. There's a couple of little buttons right there alongside the viewfinder. One says AF and one says flash, and I'm not sure what they do. I haven't been able to get hold of a proper, I think I've got one of a similar camera, but I haven't really gone through all the functions of the camera. But the frustrating thing I find is that the default position, when you turn the camera on, the default position is that when you press that there, there's a yellow and a red light comes up. The red light comes up when the flash is ready to fire. So when I do that, and I'll point over here so it won't flash in there. Well, the flash didn't go, did it? Why did that not go? It should have gone. Let's try again. Now we go. So there you go. So the flash works, but this little button here, where it's got the flash symbol, you should be able to actually, but you can't see anything. These little symbols don't light up when you press the buttons. So when you try and press that, you should be able to dismantle the flash so it doesn't go automatically all the time. But at the moment I can't, and the only way I can get it to not fire like now and not fire outside is to press this button probably twice, but I can't really tell what I'm doing. So I'm just going to press it twice now and see when I press it on again. Once, oh, and the light came on then. That's interesting. I'm going to try and press it again and see if the flash has gone. No, the flash is still there. So now I'm going to do it again. Flash is still coming on. I'll press it again. Now, the flash is gone. See, it's gone off now, but it's a bit of a hit and miss. So I can now take this shot now without the flash going off. Let's see what happens. See, there you go. No flash. So I was able to turn it off, but it's inconvenient because you can't really tell whether you've turned it off or not until you play around with it a bit, until you press that button down. I haven't tried the remote control yet, but I'm sure that'll work okay. Anyway, online, these are selling for quite good money, but I'm just advertising it now because it's. I'll show you the photos. They're not too bad, but this won the Camera of the Year 1 year way back. On some of the models, it's got a little thing on here to say what Camera of the Year model it was that won and all that sort of stuff. But it's at the most, I would say probably, people talk about lomography. The quality of the shots that you get are probably about lomography standard, in my opinion. And the flash, I found, is not really good for taking flash photos of people. And I'm not quite sure what shutter speeds are being set when you got it all on. It's all automatic, and whether you can actually change any of that, I'm not sure. But you get a bit of double exposure. You get the exposure for the background and exposure for the foreground. And if some people are moving their head when you take the flash, you get this blurry look. And so some people might like those sort of unusual effects, but I might quickly flash through some of those shots that I show you. I'm going to show you a few photos. I took 36 shots. Most of them you can look at, but there's one was totally washed out. And another one very blurry. So let's see if we can just swap over to the where are we? Okay, so there you go. Now that's a shot taken with the panorama setting. That's why there's black above and black below. And that was the City to Bay fun run in Adelaide a few months back. And I took that one looking down Anzac Highway there. And it's a little bit blurry. The exposure's okay. Now we'll go to the next shot. This is at the cricket at the Adelaide Oval from way up in the stands. So it's not too bad, but it's not a lot of definition in that. With your software, of course, you can adjust the contrast on these. That's a shot of the scoreboard, etc., at the Adelaide Oval. And that's a panorama shot. See, I've got the black bands above the above and below there where I've just put it in panorama, so that's worked reasonably okay. And that's using the normal setting taken from the same area. There you go. So except that on a different occasion, obviously, there's all those things there on the opening ceremony there for the test match. And that's these are shots just showing you the effect of the flash. I'm not going to hang on to them too long. Flash indoor, then you get very blurry shots with the flash. It's not too bad if you can put up with that sort of stuff. A shot in the garden, that's okay. I think the flash has gone off with that one as well. So you've got a bit of fill flash and the thing. That's not too bad. This is at a Kapunda caravan park, and that's quite a nice shot. And that's the one that's totally blurry and washed out. And that one's totally overexposed as well. I don't know why that's happening. That's a shot. There's a bit of glare coming in on the side there. And that's a nice shot at the Kapunda mines in Kapunda. That's taken with the panorama setting as well. And that's one without the panorama setting. You see the difference from the same spot. And then there's a bit of flare over here on the left. I'm not quite sure why that is there. Maybe the flash went off and maybe it's bouncing off that sign on the left. People, there's a house down the road, tree in the street. Another house shot. This is some guys that were in the City Bay Fun Run towing a big truck. And there it is there. So I'm just going to stop the sharing now. Back here. So there you go. It's an interesting little camera. If it was working how it's supposed to and fully functional, it'll probably be great. But I have read some of the reviews. Some people say it's a favourite travel camera to take with them and to shoot film. But other people, in some of the results I've looked at, have said they've talked about the flash not being ideal for flash, for taking shots of people anyway, in particular. So there may be some problems with this camera. I'm not sure. I haven't tested it out fully using the remote control and zooming in and out a lot. But it's a nice little camera. I mean, if you think those images are okay and you can put up with those, the quirkiness of it and the fact that this particular one, I can't really see exactly what I'm doing with pressing those buttons. I am putting that up for sale very shortly on Australia's Gumtree. So if anyone's interested in buying it at a good price, contact me or look at Australia's Gumtree and let me know what you think, because I wasn't going to sell it, but when I saw those results, I thought, even though it's a nice little camera and I love how it's supposed to work, it's not necessarily 100% up to the mark. So there you go. That's what's coming up soon. What's happened to my Samsung camera, Galaxy camera, which is a bit sad. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. And also a shout out to what's coming with my next gospel message recorded by my late pastor, Frank Hunting. So thanks for watching. Like if you like, subscribe if you wish, and I'll see you next time.